Okay, in this episode we are going to make, well, I already typed it all out, but we're going to make an improved version of the quadratic equation program we made earlier. This time we know about if statements, so we're going to use that knowledge to evaluate the expression under the radical to see whether or not it's positive or negative. If it is negative, we're going to tell the user, hey, your inputs are producing an unreal answer, an unreal root. And that would be cool if you wanted to work with non-real numbers, but in this situation, what we're doing right now, I think it's probably best if we stick to real numbers. So that's why this program is a little bit improved, because we're using our knowledge of if statements and conditions to evaluate the expression under the radical. I think it's called the radicand, but we're going to evaluate the radicand. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And then we're going to use that knowledge to prohibit the user from entering values for A, B, and C that will make it not real, imaginary. So actually I already typed it all out. I tried to copy as best I could from the previous program all this preliminary stuff. But this is the new code. This is what you really need to focus on. So I have an if statement, and it evaluates this condition. First we have a block here, and this block of code is just, it's the expression under the square root symbol in the quadratic equation. And it evaluates it right here, and then it checks to see if that evaluation is greater than or equal to 0. Because if it is, we can work with it. The square root is real. So here's the expressions, or the lines of code that evaluate the entire quadratic equation, given your A, B, and C, which are, by the way, input up here. And then if this expression, this little block of code, is less than 0, in other words, not greater than or equal to 0, if it's less than 0, it executes the else, which does a cout statement. Your inputs produce an unreal 0. And then return 0. This return 0 is the same return 0 as here. If we do go to the else statement, it will execute this, and then it will terminate the program, because I put return 0 here. And because I put it here, if we go to the else statement and it executes this return, it won't print out this block of code, because this is outside of the if block. So that makes it kind of useful. So we're going to test it. Run. Builded successfully. So let's put in values for A, B, and C that'll give us a non-real answer. So A, and that means we're subtracting from B squared under the radical, and that means A and C should be relatively high. So A will be 3, B will be 1, and C will be 2. Oh good, your inputs produce an unreal 0. That's exactly what we want. So let's run again, and let's do an easy one. So let's let A be 1, B be 2, and C -3. Now this should give us the roots 1 and -3. Yes. So good. When B is added to your root, your 0 is 1. When the root is subtracted from B, your 0 is -3. Excellent. So this is the modified quadratic equation program.